Hello and welcome to the 3Bs podcast, where we go beyond the numbers and get into what actually makes a business work. I'm your host, Stephanie Marshall, founder of ABCS UK, a multi-award-winning boutique finance and systems partner. I help business owners who've outgrown the basics bring clarity, structure and proper systems into their business so things finally feel in control. If you want more clarity, more confidence and a business that doesn't feel like constant chaos, you're in the right place. Each week we tackle real problems, answer the questions you're probably already thinking, and give you practical steps you can actually use in around 15 minutes. So if you're ready to build a better business with confidence and clarity, then let's go.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the 3Bs podcast, your go-to place for around 15 minutes of motivation, education and inspiration to help you build a better business each week. If we haven't met before, hi, my name is Stephanie Marshall. I'm the founder of ABCS UK, a multi-award-winning boutique finance and systems partner, and I help growing businesses who have outgrown their bookkeeper move from messy, reactive finances to clear, structured numbers and systems they can actually use to run their business properly, because I care about the people behind the business and not just the numbers. Now, before we start today's episode, I should probably say this. This is not a rant, I promise. It's also not an attack on business owners. Because let's be honest, we've all done at least one thing on today's list. Well, probably more than one. And yes, that includes me. But after more than a decade in bookkeeping and accountancy, there are certain things that make accountants and bookkeepers quietly sigh into their coffee. Not because we're difficult, not because we're boring or grumpy, because these things usually create stress, delays, and avoidable problems for business owners. Like you. So today I'm going to let you into a few industry secrets. Let's get into it. Number one, the famous quick question. You knew this would be first. Can I just ask a quick question? Can I just pick your brain? Now, sometimes it genuinely is a quick question. Why is it always at 8 p.m. on a Sunday though? Like, I don't understand why. It's always 8 p.m. on a Sunday that you have that quick question. But often that quick question turns into 3 follow-up questions, a discussion about tax, then the VAT, then the payroll, and something completely unrelated. 20, 30 minutes later, we're still talking. And the issue isn't asking questions. Please ask questions. I encourage you to ask questions of your bookkeeper and accountant. Always. The issue is assuming professional advice is unlimited and free. The best clients ask questions. The best clients also understand that expertise has value. I don't go to a solicitor and expect free advice always consistently. If they have a free discovery call similar to what we have, then I would maybe use that to ask for their advice. But anything over and above that, I would have to book an appointment with them and pay for that service. Number 2 is waiting until January. Now, every accountant and bookkeeper I know listening to this or watching just took a deep breath. You know who you are, clients. The people who receive emails in January saying, just check in if you need anything from me. Usually, 14th of January. Yes, we do. The same information we've been requesting since July, since October. Every year, thousands of business owners create unnecessary stress because they leave everything until the last minute. And the irony of this is the tax return itself is rarely the stressful part. It's the chasing the information. Number 3, ignoring requests for information. You can see I'm going here. This happens all the time. A bookkeeper requests paperwork. Nothing arrives. So we send a reminder. Nothing arrives. Another reminder. And still nothing. And then suddenly your VAT deadline or your payroll becomes really urgent. And the challenge is that we can't work with information we don't have. And most delays in finance aren't caused by the accountants or the bookkeepers themselves. They're caused by missing information. We schedule time to do your work, to look at your books, to do your tax return, your VAT, your payroll. That time is scheduled in the diary, in our workflow. If we're scheduling on the 21st to do your payroll and you're not sending us the information until the 24th, the work we planned to do on the 24th hadn't magically moved to the 21st, so we've got to do the 24th work and then try to squeeze your work into. Number 4, treating bookkeeping like admin. This one is huge, and I will get on my soapbox for this because bookkeeping is so often seen as data entry. Something boring, something to do later, something not that important. But bookkeeping is the foundation of every decision in your business. Poor bookkeeping or no bookkeeping means you've got poor or no reporting. You're then going to make poor decisions because you've got no information to back those decisions up on in your business. And poor visibility, which if you've ever listened to an episode of the 3Bs podcast before, I really hope this isn't your first. I'm not normally this high on my soapbox. But you'll hear me talk about visibility all the time in your numbers and as a business owner. Good bookkeeping creates confidence in your business. The businesses that treat bookkeeping seriously almost always make better decisions and therefore build better businesses. Number 5, making decisions first, asking questions later. This one happens far more than you'd think. Someone buys a vehicle, then they ask me about the tax benefit of that. Somebody takes money out of their company, then they ask me about the tax implication of that. Somebody hires somebody, then asks about the payroll. Doesn't understand the extra cost that's going to give them. Don't know if they can afford these things. You see the pattern here? The question arrives after the decision. The better approach is always asking beforehand. And I've always said to clients at ABCS UK, regardless of number 1, asking questions all the time. If you're wanting to make a big change, make a big decision in your business, always send an email, always drop us a WhatsApp. We'll get back to you in business hours, usually within 24 hours at the latest, so that you have all the information you need to make an informed decision and the implications of that you may not have thought of. I work very closely with the clients at ABCS UK. If you're a client of ABCS UK, you know that we have regular calls, quarterly as a minimum, but we regularly check in and we check up, and we don't just do the compliance side, we do the strategy too. So we look at your strategy, we look at your numbers, we look at your marketing. I don't gatekeep around here. Just like on the 3Bs podcast, I don't gatekeep. If I have an idea that I think would be good for your business, if I see an opportunity, if I see somebody asking for a product that I know my client makes, I am going to make that introduction. I am going to offer that suggestion. I am going to give people the opportunities that I have seen that I think would make a difference to them. Because prevention is usually cheaper than fixing problems afterwards. So if a client is making a decision and then coming to tell me, so I had an email the other day, I'd emailed them and say, your Q1 of Make That Digital is due, I need your records. They replied back with, oh, I'm closing the business in August. I was like, okay, so what are we going to do with the fixed assets? Where are they going? I didn't think of that. This is the thing. With this new legislation as well, and things constantly changing with tax and HMRC and the government, having a bookkeeper and accountant in your arsenal that you can call up, that you can message, I think is really important for business owners more now than ever. Whether you're a sole trader or a limited company, having somebody who is informed on the implications and sometimes makes you take a step back and go, okay, if you purchase this, or if you take this money out of your a business account and use it for personal reasons, this is a tax implication to your business, this is a tax implication to you personally. So of that money, X amount would need to be put away for tax if you're going to take it out of the business, etc., etc. Or a client would come to me and be like, I really think that we should do a huge TV billboard marketing campaign. I've had a client come to me and gone, we've just paid £8,000 for a billboard near a train station. Now, because of the type of client it was, the type of eyes that are going to see that, it's not relevant. I was like, you'd have been much better to do a target B2B outreach campaign, or put on a workshop for this, or coming up with all the different ideas that would be more beneficial to the business owner, because I've got over a decade of experience in this now, watching business owners grow, thrive. I work with such a multitude of businesses as well. We work for music industry, equine industry, car garage, hairdressers, seed merchants, you name it, we work with them. So because we don't have a specific niche, I get to see what's going on in the business world firsthand across all different types of businesses all over the UK. Number 6, using the bank balance as a strategy. I talked about it last week. I talked about it the week before. This might be the most common one. They get their phone, they open the app, and they see how much money is in their bank. They're like, there's money in the account, so I'm okay. Well, maybe you are, but maybe you're not. The bank balance doesn't show VAT due, corporation tax due, outstanding bills from your suppliers, future commitments that you've planned to pay for, whatever that may be. A business can have money in the bank and still have cash flow problems. That's why reports matter. Go back and listen to episode 172 where we talk about the 3 reports every business owner needs to know and understand what they're telling them. That's why reports matter. Which leads me on to number 7, not reading the reports. This one breaks my little bookkeeping heart because business owners pay for bookkeeping. They pay for that management reports and that information, and then they never look at it. It's a bit like paying for a sat-nav and then refusing to look at the screen as you go on a massive journey. That information is there to help you make better decisions. Use it. So let's flip this around. What do great clients do? I want to get out of the negative and start going into the positive to finish up this episode. Great clients respond quickly and efficiently. I'm not saying instantly. I'm just saying if people are asking for information, please do send it to your bookkeeper or an accountant. They ask questions early, especially when it comes to big decisions in their business. They review their reports, the ones you're actually paying for to help you make better decisions in your business. They understand and respect deadlines. Everything we do in bookkeeping and accountancy revolves around deadlines, whether that's VAT, payroll, annual accounts, making that digital for income tax. Everything revolves around a deadline. Communicate openly. This is one of the biggest problems I see in every business I come across, whether that's the doctors, the school, the hospitals, Tesco's, any supermarket, any business. Communicate openly with your bookkeeper and accountant, with each other, with your customers and clients. Communication really is the key. It's so important that that's what the C stands for in ABCS UK. And good clients treat their accountant and bookkeeper like part of the team. We're here to help you. We're here to work with you to help you achieve your business goals. Maybe you want to build a better business at 6-7 figure turnover and have a huge team around you. Maybe you want to build a better business so that you only have to work 3 days a week. Maybe you want to take August off like I do at ABCS UK and spend it with your family. We can help do that as accountants and bookkeepers. We are part of your team. We are somebody that is here to help you, to cheerlead you, because we have the privilege and honour of seeing the inside workings of your business. Your finances unlock every other decision in your business. We're here to help, and we probably have more knowledge than anyone else you're going to go to and talk to about your business. So those businesses that respond quickly, ask questions early, review their reports, understand their deadlines, communicate openly, and treat their accountant and bookkeeper like part of the team, almost always feel less stressed. Coincidence? Not at all. Now, it wouldn't be an episode of the 3Bs podcast if I didn't give you one move this week to help you build a better business. The whole premise of the 3Bs podcast is that every episode, around 15 minutes, we give you one action to take away with you, implement into your business, and by next week's episode, you will see a positive change in your business. This week, I want you to ask your accountant or bookkeeper this. What is one thing that I could do that would make your life easier? And when they come back to you after they've picked themselves off the floor because they're going to be so super grateful that you even sent that email, do it. I promise you will both benefit from that. Your accountant and bookkeeper do not want to make your life harder. Quite the opposite. We want you to succeed. We want you to feel in control, and we want you to make decisions with confidence. And the best relationships happen when finance becomes a partnership, not a last-minute emergency. Because your business deserves better. And if you need help with any of this, if you don't currently have an accountant or bookkeeper, if they're not giving you the level of support that you're looking for, maybe you've grown too much that you need support, that's exactly what we help with at ABCS UK. The link is in the show notes to book a free 15-minute call in the diary to see if we're a great fit. We're back in September, so we are closed over the summer. That's one of my key priorities in running ABCS UK. So book a call in the diary, and I will hopefully speak to you in September. I'll see you for the next episode. Bye.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of the 3Bs podcast. If this has helped you think differently about your business, then it's done its job. Make sure you're following or subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And if you found it useful, please do leave a review. It helps more business owners find this and start running their businesses properly. If you want more insights behind the scenes and the reality of what it actually takes to build a better business, come and connect with me on social media. And if you're ready to stop guessing and start running your business with clarity, structure, and confidence, your next step is just a click away, because your business deserves better. I'll see you in the next episode.